Events calendar. Three places to get to events. One is you receive an email. And when would you receive an email? If you have checked the interest box. So if you check the interest box, you'll get emails. If you don't check the interest box, you mostly won't. And so don't think nobody loves you. Just go and check the interest box. So one way you get access to events is email. Second way you get access to events is there's a list of upcoming events on this front page. And so I can actually click on January wine tasting, and it will take me through to some details of it, when, where. Registration here, we are in this sort of slight this temporary limbo at the moment, so we will be using this system for registration after February the 15th. For events after February the 15th, we'll be using this system. For events before February 15th, Evite is the way that things are happening. Yeah.
Okay, so I did not say I didn't sign up for a wine tasting.
Yeah.
And I decide 3 days before that I want to.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to this.
Yes.
Will it tell if it's full?
It will. Well, look, it's got capacity and it says how many slots are available. Now, this is a lie because obviously this is the event on Friday and we're not using this system for managing Friday's event. But if this was wine tasting in March, then it would tell me there. Yeah, yeah.
What happens for a husband and wife, or a husband and two people that want to go from the same household?
Right, so my understanding, and I haven't been able to do this because there are no events I can register on this, so I'm checking with Dennis and Greg. My understanding is you can identify the number of people that you are registering at the time of registration.
Like yes and no.
Yes.
It's not like you guys where you just say 2 people are coming. Oh. You select yourself, and then you have to say add another member, and then you get a list of other members in your family, such as your spouse, and then you select them. So you really have to indicate each person separately. There's a different button which
for a guest.
Add a member. It's add a guest.
So it's easy. It's a bit more specific, but gets to this the same endpoint.
We're actually still working out. We're actually still working out a few of those details, and we'll get you a more comprehensive set of instructions here at some point.
Sorry, what did you ask?
The guest would be the non-member. Does that say companion?
Yeah. So current member of Newcomers $15, and here non-member companion would be $15. Sometimes those fees will be different, but depend on the event. But yeah, to add a member, you'll get drop down, and then to add a guest, it is a separate thing. Adding a guest. So that's one way of getting through to an event. The other way is I can just click on Events Calendar, and this is one I quite like because what it does is give me because I'm a visual person, and this one gives me a visual representation of everything coming up in January. So this is January, and just like you'd expect, if I want to look at February, then I just click on February, and February becomes populated. Obviously, this is going to fill out over the next couple of weeks as we start using this for the rest. I'll look at January again. When's wine tasting? January wine tasting on the 18th. It's color coded as well. Looks, anything to do with food is sort of this color, and anything serious is sort of dark color, and anything with a bit of exercise is sort of bluey, greeny. So you can see how it works. Yeah. So this as I said, it's the guys that have built this. It's amazing. And then so January wine tasting, I can look at it through here, and it takes me to the same place as I was before. So as I say, there's really one place for events, but there are really, let's keep it simple, 3 ways of getting there. One is via the invitation. Secondly, via this list down at the bottom, and thirdly, via the via this. And if people don't like the grid view, as this is called, and you want to go to list view, the auditories in the room as opposed to the visuals, these are. So this is what auditories like. They're like lists. I mean, I guess they're useful. But no, for those auditories in the room, this is what you get: Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and it's the same thing. I click on it, I'll get straight through to where I need to be.
Dave, how do you get an event listed? Like I'm hosting Marjan. How do I get it listed on there?
Right. So the process is the same. You work with Amy to get the event listed. So we're going to have one person who's putting things into the system. So it's the same fundamental process. And Amy has been doing an amazing job with this. I mean, just phenomenal. And I think she's flying on steroids really with this. She is, isn't she? She's adding pictures. I mean, it's phenomenal.
She gets her inspiration from Alan.
Is that right? She's well. Say from.
Sleep when she's doing it.
Yeah, she's truly doing a remarkable job with this. But from your perspective, it's the same thing. So central coordination.
Do you have a copy of an Evite? Is there an Evite there yet to show us, or no?
An invitation.
There's no Evite.
Not Evite.
There are no Evites. There's no such thing as Evite.
Yes,
So
that's gone. I have to
yeah,
check. Okay.
there's an invitation. I don't think.
Well, we sent them out for some of the board meetings, but we
Okay.
haven't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't. I have. You'll get something
And then
very
with the numbers
soon.
and
So, one of the most important things, David, is that it's got to be stressed that the members have to put down their point of
Yeah.
what they want to go to or what they're interested in.
Interest, yes.
If they don't put an interest, they're never going to get an invitation.
That's for the majority of things.
No,
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. For the majority of things.
Right now, you're on everything.
Yeah. Right now you're on most things.
Yeah.
So you have to deselect. There's something else I was going to event calendar
Did you
views.
have the wait list on your?
No, thank you. That's just where I knew that I was just having a look. There was something here I was going to go. So some events will have capacity. And so an example of one, and this was just a trial that we had earlier in the month, but Newcomers board meeting, what they did was set a capacity, and then there's another event called waitlist. So what happens is, as the board meeting, the official event, as it gets close to, say that was 10, as it gets to 10, it then means you can't register for that because you're person 11. There's no room. But what you can do is put yourself on the wait list. Okay? So, and the wait list, what we're able to do is to record the timings of people on a first come first served basis who go onto the wait list. So then if somebody drops out of the official thing, then we can do a first in, first out from the wait list to populate the official thing. Okay. It's semi-manual. The event coordinator has to do this manually, but it's still a lot better than we've had before, because at least now when you, as a member, you can see what you're dealing with. Capacity 45, number of people registered 45, I'm on the wait list. And so it becomes very, very clear. Yes?
What happens if you pay for an event
Yes?
and you drop out?
Right. So you can unregister for an event. So let's look at it from two perspectives. One is, how do you get unregistered? And secondly, what happens with money? Because they're two different things. So if you paid for an event and you drop out early enough, then basically you get full refund. Is that correct? If it's early enough.
Is that our decision?
I'm just checking.
Yes.
Yes, if it's early enough. Now, what does early enough mean? Well, that's going to depend on some events. Some events the club has to commit our money on our behalf before the event. In which case, if you're within that time frame and you drop out, then you do lose your money. And then above all of that, there's a rule that if you drop out within 72 hours of an event, I believe it's a $5 admin fee. So from a payment perspective, really three possibilities. If you register and then drop out very early, then no foul. Somebody else can go. We're not exposed. You get your money back. If you drop out within a window where the club's committed on your behalf, then you forfeit the money because the club has paid your money. And then thirdly, if you drop out within 72 hours where it's a paid for event, then
That will be clear on the invite.
Thank you.
What the time frames are. You don't have to guess. It'll
It'll
actually
be-
say what the deadlines
Yeah.
are. So you don't guess.
But the way you drop out, you go to your events and it'll say unregister. You can pull out of that.
I may be complicating with the question.
Oh.
With wine tasting, occasionally we have last-minute dropouts.
Yep.
For the people in the new system,
Yep.
they'll have paid.
Yes.
So if they're last-minute drop-off,
Yeah.
they forfeit their money. We go to the wait list, move 3 people in, they also pay. Sounds like we're generating extra revenue for the club.
Hurrah.
Now, does the wait list pay immediately?
The
or
wait
does-
list doesn't pay.
The wait list doesn't pay until they're moved up from the minors to the majors.
Correct.
Yeah, when you sign up on the wait list, you don't pay anything to sign up on the wait list. So it's not until.
But in
you
my
get moved.
scenario,
Yeah, no, I heard what.
we had 3 people drop out
Right.
at the last minute, and they have paid. Then I go to the wait list, I add 3 people, they also pay.
I mean, I think the general rule, I mean, the board has to work, I can't
Okay.
speak for the whole board right now. But my 2 cents would be, the general rule is that if you cancel and someone else takes over and pays for what you were paid for, you should get most of your money back. You might still get that $5 cancellation fee, but you won't, the club wouldn't keep everything.
So then I ask,
If nobody comes in and the fee's already been paid on your behalf, then you lose it.
so the activity director should then manually alert financial person that, hey, the other 3 came in, we're not losing money, it's okay to refund to the 3 people who didn't show, less the administration fee.
Right.
Okay.
I have 2 things. One, when we say a refund, what it means is it gives a credit. So you don't get the cash, you get a credit for your next event. Secondly, in terms of what you're saying, Bill, what we were hoping to do was to minimize when people sign up right away because they think maybe there's a chance they can go and they don't want to lose out. And then at the end, it becomes a nightmare because people decide to do something else. So in fact, we were using this as a incentive to look at your calendar and be clear about whether or not you can go to an event. So if you have 50 people signing up for a wine tasting because they think they might want to go, and then 10 canceling at the last minute, I'm not sure we want to say we're going to get a refund, even if you have 10 on the waiting list. I know that's what Dennis just said, but we're trying to discourage people signing up unless they really want to go and think they're going to go.
So I think, if I may, I think it's raised a really good philosophical question for the board that obviously needs. As I said, the thing about software is there's no grey. That's it forces this type of conversation. There's no grey. You can't say, well, maybe sometimes. And so I think a really good question, but probably not one to spend a whole lot of time on this afternoon. Yeah.
So, Susan just brought up a point. If you cancel in an event,
Mhm.
you don't get a credit back to your credit card.
Correct.
You get a credit
I was
to another
I was
future event.
just about to go there. That is correct, and to a future fee-paying event.
Does that show up someplace on your profile?
It does show up on your transaction history. You'll have a credit on your transaction history.
And you're only signed up once you pay for an event.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's why it behooves you to have a credit card.
That's why it behooves you. Oh, yeah, you can, as I say, maybe a small number of people say, I don't do credit cards, and they have to send a check. Well, then the check has to be received. But for the majority of people, I think if you hit registration, the money is sent. It happens then. Alan?
Does it have e-check?
No.
PayPal or anything like
No.
that? No PayPal.
PayPal's being considered by the company, but they haven't got it yet.
No, I'm talking about where you can just enter in your
Routing number.
routing number and stuff.
No.
The old system showed who were coming. Does this system do that too?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
go to the, that one.
yeah, I was going to say, it's which ones of these are live?
Go to registrant. The button.
Yeah.
To the right, yeah.
Yeah, got it. If I look at registrants, here we go. So this was just the one that we were testing. Newcomers board meeting. Susan, Val, Greg, and Jill all said yes, and so they were registered. And I think the limit on this one was 4, which to force the wait list thing. It was just really a trial, but you can have a look at at who's going.
Can you print that?
Yes, you can. Print this page. So I can go down to the bottom and print this page. Yeah. I found that one. Because most of my time I'm up the top of the screen, and just one day I went, oh yeah, So yeah, I mean, we all know we can print anything that's on a screen, but the system allows you to print it as well.